Hello everyone, I'm back with some tech, internet, and gaming news. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of an IBC roundup. We're actually going to have a live stream about this later next week. But I'm going to do my own little video and kind of talk about the things that I thought were interesting about IBC. I did not go this year. I have not gone before. I hope to go one day. But there were some things that did come from the show that were pretty interesting in my opinion. So let's pull it up. And the first thing, this is just kind of a headline. I think there was a little bit of an article about it, but IBC 2024 attendance up by nearly 5%. That's good to hear. I think since COVID times, things have slowly kept on going up, but I think this also mentions more exhibitors, so more tech stuff happening. Probably has some things to do with AI and just all sorts of things. It feels like there's a lot of new products coming out recently, and I think that's pretty cool to see. There's this one in the last article from TV Tech, and TV Tech did have their best of show at 2024 IBC. And they don't really have links here or anything, but just kind of go quickly through their list. There's not too many crazy things that stuck out to me. There's a Canon camera that won. There was a few others that were interesting. I think one of the big ones, which I'm going to get to in a second, is the TriCaster Mini S. So that is a brand I'm very familiar with. I thought there was one more in here that was pretty interesting. Maybe I was imagining things, but a lot of brands I'm familiar with, but nothing else that super stuck out to me as far as winners. Maybe the bowling camera, maybe that's something that's kind of interesting, but something that my boss Nick went to see at the show that he told me and Jordan about was the Z-Cam, PTZ cam, which I think is like kind of hilarious in its own way, because Z-Cam's kind of known for Z-Cams, the zoom cams. So having Z-Cam, which means zoom camera, make a PTZ camera is just, I think it's kind of funny, but I know that it's their brand. And this article comes from News Shooter. I hadn't heard of this outlet until recently, so I think they're a newer news outlet covering some of the broadcasty stuff. I don't know why this video doesn't want to work. We'll be going over this in our show this week as well.
P2 series,
but
we have been making
this camera seems to be pretty capable. It's a pretty good sensor, pretty decently sized sensor. 4K 60 and 1080 120, I believe is what he said. It's got some decent I/O, USB-C. I don't know if he said anything about USB actually sending video or anything. I doubt it does power. I don't see anything about the specs for PoE either, which I would be surprised about. There was more to this article than I thought. I didn't scroll down all the way, I guess. But oh yeah, here we go. PoE Plus, so it does have PoE, so that's good to see as well. But from the video too, I'll link this in the description. It seems to look pretty good for a PTZ camera, especially. And Z-Cams, we really like them.
PTZ
they have
cameras
some
don't have. Talk to me about
pretty
that.
solid optics on them. They're some of the best box cameras we've tried, and cameras in general for the price point, I think they're very solid.
Cinema cameras, and
why can't I find in this video what I'm looking
one of the
for?
best.
I believe this one is the PTZ camera that he's showing. It looks pretty great. So this is another cool piece that came out. Cool to see it. My cat's being a good boy. He's just hanging out on the floor. And another one that I can't seem to find anything on. It's not on their website. And I looked it up, and I don't think I couldn't find anything on it. But KiloView made a rack where it's open gear cards, and I don't think that's the actual brand, because I believe that's a Ross brand, is Open Gear, but basically it's an open chassis with cards that is similar to this, but doesn't have the actual like casing around these units. It's actual like open, and like the boards and stuff are exposed, and you can kind of customize what you want for this rack. But I think it's pretty cool to see, because I don't think there's really much else on the market that's even out besides the Ross Open Gear stuff. So seeing KiloView do that is pretty cool, and being able to customize, and you can kind of do it with this other product that they have. But I think with the Open Gear stuff, it might bring some of the costs down. But like I said, I couldn't find any real details on it, even on their website. So I believe it was just announced there at the show. So I'm going to be looking forward to see more details for that. And last but not least, we're looping back to the TriCaster Mini S, the software TriCaster, which is pretty awesome to see. I believe this is the subscription only one, but I don't know if I love the name either, TriCaster Mini S. I feel like they could have differentiated it a little bit differently, but I guess it makes sense. Software TriCaster, but there's not even, I think, too much crazy going for this. It's basically a TriCaster Mini as software, and subscription based as well too. So I think the fact that you don't have to own the hardware, and you can have a subscription model where you can pay for it when you need it and not when you don't. Pretty cool to see. I think that was a good kind of, I guess, industry read, or hopefully that helicopter isn't too loud, but I think it was a good industry read, seeing that people would have demand for this and want to see something like this from them. That's about all I got for IBC. I think it's in pretty good year for releases and announcements. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any interest in anything from IBC, if anything stuck out to you in particular. We'll be talking about this on our show next week, as I said. So look up the NDI Now live stream at JBNA, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.